Hi, my name is Joyce, WBO champion of the world, and you're watching Sporting Icons.
Okay, so it's been 5 days, nearly a week now, since Zhang defeated Joyce by 6th round referee stoppage due to a swollen eye. Now, as we've learned since then, there's been no orbital bone breaks, there's been no fractures, no nothing. It's quite literally just a swollen eye. Now, what concerns me a little bit is that Joyce has, as of right now, has not activated the rematch clause. Last time we heard from Joyce was immediately after the fight, where he was umming and ahhing about taking the rematch because of what's happened in previous rematches with other fighters. So it concerns me that maybe he's not going to take it. Now, hopefully he does, because when, for example, Anthony Joshua lost to Andy Ruiz Jr., he activated the rematch straight away. When he lost to Alexander Usyk, activated it straight away. When Dillian Whyte lost to Alexander Povetkin, activated it straight away. And many other fighters do as well. So it concerns me that Joyce has not activated this rematch clause. He should be activating it. He shouldn't be taking any other kind of fight or whatever straight for Zhang. Because it's not like Joyce got knocked clean out in the fight. He didn't. He didn't get bounced around the canvas. Now, of course, he did get put on wobbly legs on 2 occasions. But is that down to the weight? Maybe yes, maybe no. Was his performance down to the fact that maybe Zhang is better than Joyce? Is it down to the fact that Joyce didn't prepare properly for a southpaw? If you look in the changing rooms right before the ring walk, his trainer Ismail Salas was doing orthodox pad work rather than southpaw pad work. Joyce said himself that he just expected to just walk through Zhang. So he overlooked him is what happened. So I'm sure if he does activate the rematch, and hopefully he does, because if he doesn't, then it will go down as a duck. It will do. But I'm sure that he will make the adjustments and avenge that defeat. That's got to haunt him ever since that night. It has to haunt him because he was in line to be fighting a Tyson Fury or Alexander Usyk, because obviously he was a WBO mandatory and interim champion, so he was going to get a shot at some point. Now he's been derailed. Much like Dillian Whyte, when he fought Alexander Povetkin, he was WBC interim champion, next in line. He got derailed, but he jumped straight back on it, got the win. And that's exactly what Joyce should be doing. Now, I know people often comment and saying how boxers shouldn't take the immediate rematch. And, for example, Anthony Joshua, when he lost to Andy Ruiz Jr., shouldn't take the rematch. When Dillian Whyte lost, he shouldn't take the rematch. Nonsense, absolute nonsense from my perspective. You take the rematch, if you get beat, okay, then it wasn't just an off night. You got beat by the better man. Maybe you can accept it, maybe you can move on. But for a fighter to not take a rematch when he has the option for a rematch, when it was his team that put in the rematch clause, you have to take the rematch. Because right now, the fact that we come out to a week and he hasn't activated it. Well, I say he hasn't publicly done it at least anyway, or not that I've seen, I should say. But hopefully he does. And I'm sure, listen, he's a very, very experienced fighter. Not necessarily in the pro game, but he's been doing it for quite some time, where he can make the adjustments. He'll know what went wrong. He'll know far better than what you and I will. All we can do is speculate. Was it the weight? Was it the tactics? The sparring didn't go very well? Only he knows the truth. And if he thinks that, or if he believes that he went through a fantastic training camp and he's got done by the better man, and he gave everything that he possibly could, then okay, don't take the rematch, but at least come out and say that you're not going to do it. Will it go down as a duck? Yeah, it will. But after a while, it will soon be forgotten about. It's not like he's 27 years old. He's, 37 years old, isn't he? You have to get a move on. You can't be stalling around. Get the rematch on for July, September. Get it done. Get back on track. Get back in the mix again where people are talking about Joyce versus a Usyk for the mandatory, a potential Tyson Fury fight, and a Anthony Joshua fight, a Wilder fight, a Dillian White fight, whatever kind of fight. But he needs to get this fight, this rematch done, put to bed. That's my thoughts on it. What's yours? Drop them below. Click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you next video.